Satani.
How we doing, South by? All right. Hello, South by Southwest. Thank you guys so much for joining us for Death Stranding 2 on the beach, presented by PlayStation. For those here in Austin and those watching on the live stream, thank you again for being here. This is the final session today for Sunday here at South by. I'm your host, Kristen Zatani from PlayStation, and I have just been like buzzing all day to get here to just dive into it. We have a packed panel for you guys today. So enough about me. Let's get into the meat of it. I am so excited to introduce world-renowned game creator, Mr. Hideo Kojima.
Hello, Austin. 配信の、ご覧の方も
And also
こんにち
people
は。
watching the streaming, hello.
サウスウエスト僕最初初めてなんです
It's
け
the
ど、
first time I came to
非常
South
に
by
熱
Southwest.
気にあふれて、
It's so warm
もっと
and
早く来るべきだ
I
った
should have
と
come earlier.
思います。そうですね。今日は楽しみにしてくだ
So
さ
I
い。
hope that everyone enjoys today.
Absolutely. Well, we are thrilled to have you here, Kojima-san. Everybody is so excited to find out more about Death Stranding 2, but I heard you have brought us a brand new trailer for the crowd here at South by Southwest.
はい、新しいトレーラー持ってきまし
Yes,
た。
I brought a new trailer with me.
世界観と時代
You
と
could
ゲ
see
ー
the
ム性と
world,
物語とキ
the
ャラクター
game,
とか
story,
音楽もそうですけども、
music,
あと前
characters,
作とのつながり、
and also the
あ
connection
と
between
続編
DS1
としての進化みたいなも
and
の
also
を
how it
盛り
evolved
込んで
as DS2.
また自分で編集しましたので、
And I edited
お楽しみ
myself.
くださ
So
い。
I hope you really enjoy.
All right, let's take a look.
You, sir, are an unrepentant criminal, guilty of illegally entering our country on multiple occasions.
The only thing that I'm guilty of is doing your dirty work.
And by way of compensation, we have overlooked your crimes.
Bring it on, because I'm not doing this shit anymore. It makes you think you have a choice!
What kind of cargo?
Cargo like brain dead, pregnant women.
No one would possibly allow that.
That's why I have to smuggle them in. They make me bring them over from Mexico.
This thing between us. It was a mistake.
No. No, it was not a mistake. It was not a mistake.
couldn't protect you. I tried to jump us out of there. But I could only take my equipment with me. And I couldn't possibly think of Lou like that. There was no way for the two of us to escape together. The best I could hope for was to jump Lou out. Just Lou.
This time, I'll make a lasting connection with the lady in red. The perfect ending humanity deserves.
For the sake of the future, we must all come together. As a barrier to the bad, and a gateway to the good. All hands, brace for launch.
Divided, made whole. With a few sticks for encouragement.
The UCA's precursor, the United States of America, had a prominent gun culture. A distinctly American philosophy, and one which would appear to have spread to this continent. The more we seek to unite the people with metaphorical ropes, the more essential sticks seem to become.
DHB Magellan. Integrate! Everyone, hold on tight.
PlayStation. PlayStation.
All right, how was that? We finally have a release date for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Before we talk about everything we have just seen, though, I see there was a costume change. Kojima-san, can you tell us a bit about your shirt?
これメインビジュアル。
This will be the key art for the package.
自前で作りましたけど。
And I kind of made my t-shirt just for
それ
myself.
より Do you like it?
But did you like the trailer?
Oh my God, we loved it. All right, well, let's take a seat and we'll dive into that right away. So go ahead. All right, well, we can mark our calendars for June 26, 2025 for Death Stranding 2 on the beach. On top of that, the collector's edition will also be made available that very same day. We saw a small peek of the character. I believe a statue is about to come out. That is the highlight of this collector's edition. Kojima-san, can you tell us a bit about what we're looking at?
さっきのトレーラーの最後に
This is you saw in the
レフン
trailer.
監督が
Nicholas
巨
Winding
大
Griffin
BT とマゼラン号で合体してましたけど
was integrating,
マゼランマンという
and we call it the Magellan Man.
でこれうちのしんちゃんと
So
ユウ
Yoji
さんが原型を作っ
Shinkawa and Miss
て
Ryu kind of
工場まで行って
made the basic
量産
model,
の監視を全
and
部
then even went to China to the
非常に
factory for the
クオリティが高いと思いま
production.
す
So
ので
the quality
量産品なので
is really high. This is actually not the mock, this is the product version.
That looks slick. How does that look, folks? Yeah. I know the collector's edition has a lot to unpack. There'll be a limited quality worldwide, but let's actually take a look at the full collector's edition, because this is just one part. There we go. All right, so we have the Magellan Man statue, of course, a code to download the game. There will also be a Doll Man figure, my personal favorite character. I'm very excited. A collection of art cards, 7 in-game items, a message from Mr. Hideo Kojima himself, all wrapped in a luxurious collector's edition box. For those that are going to grab the digital deluxe edition or the collector's edition, you'll also get 48 hours early access. So how does that sound, y'all? Do you have a favorite item other than the Magellan Man statue?
ドールマンのキーチェーンなんで
I love the Dollman 3-inch.
I'm gonna need
この
a
辺にぶら下げてください。
Please, everyone, hang them where you can.
かなりクオリティ高いの
The
で。
quality is very high.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that was an amazing trailer. You can check out the details for the full collector's edition at PlayStation.com. Again, mark your calendars, June 26, 2025, and pre-orders begin March 17th. So we definitely saw a lot of familiar faces in that trailer. Kojima-san, shall we introduce our first guest?
はい。
Yes.
デスストランディングといえばサムなんですけど
Well,、you know Sam.
サムといえば
Death
ノーマン
Stranding.
なんで。
It's Norman Reedus
ノーマンを。
that plays.
All right,
So I want to
let's
call Norman on
ノーマン
stage.
見たいですか
Everyone wants to see Norman?
Yeah. All right. Well, please welcome Norman Reedus. Yeah. Norman, pleasure to meet you. Feel free to grab your mic, sit down, get comfortable. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. I know you are a busy man.
Yeah, I'm shooting a season of Ride right now, so I've been on a motorcycle for like 9 days straight, so I'm a little that guy right now. But yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. I love South by Southwest.
Yeah, we love having you here. So let's dive into it. Kojima-san, we met Sam Bridges back in 2019, but you have been working with Norman as an actor and seeing Sam as a character for a long time now. What is your impression of Norman as an actor?
Uh-oh.
I need to know.
ノーマンは俳優として素
Norman
晴ら
is
しいん
a
ですけど、
great actor.
僕は子供の時に憧れてたのはスティーブン・アッ
I was really into Steve
で
McQueen when
彼
I
は
was
も
a
う
child.
佇まいというか、
So Norman,
そのものがアイコンなんで、
how he looks is similar. It's an icon just by him
ノー
standing.
マンしかいない。
So I thought, like, if I were to bring Steve McQueen
CG 映え
to,
もします。
and a good CG-looking guy, Norman was my only choice.
You were the hit. You were the option. Love it.
I like it. I'll take it.
Well, I know, the game, the world of Death Stranding is so much about connectivity, it's about isolation, and the world ended up kind of experiencing that for ourselves a little bit after the first game launched. Was this something that you guys took into mind while creating Death Stranding 2? Kojima-san, would you like to start?
いやいや、もう全然考
No,
えてないですよ。
not at all.
孤立分断の、世の中になりそうだったんで
It
すけど、
seems like the world was going to be
まあ、なってほしいわけじゃ
separated,
なくて。
and I didn't want that to
で、
happen when I
発売
was
して3ヶ月
creating.
でなったんで、ちょっ
And
と
after I released Death
たまれない
Stranding,
というか。
3 months later, the pandemic happened, and I feel really bad.
Norman, how about you? Was it an interesting time this time around?
Yeah, I mean, I first met Hideo through Guillermo del Toro, and yeah, and he called me and he said, "There's this guy who's gonna call you. Just say yes." And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Norman, don't be an asshole. Just say yes." And I'm glad I did. But they're very similar in the way that they work, because they're super creative. With the ways that like children are creative, like everything's interesting, everything's more, and it's very inspiring to watch. They're very similar work ethics, I guess.
Okay. Well, I know it was inspiring watching you in this trailer and the full cast. I know we got to see some exciting new moments with Sam. Kojima-san, do we have a favorite moment from Norman's performance? Maybe we can pull up a photo of one of those memories.
はいはい、
Yes.
今回コロナがあって、
This time, because of the pandemic,
2020、3年ぐらい前からやってるんですけど、スキャンも含め
we've been shooting since like
最初の
3
頃は
years.
大変だった。
At the beginning, it was really tough because of
で
the
今
pandemic.
回、ノーマン
Norman
結構感情を表す
Is more Sam
難しい
has
シーン
more
がいっぱいあります
emotional scenes this time, and it was very
泣
difficult.
くシーンも
And there was so many scenes that he had to cry, and I asked him to cry.
Oh, no. Well, I know there was a second scene that caught my eye as well. Can we put up another photo?
はいはい、これは接触恐怖症のサムが
This
キスを
is
する
when Sam has this phobia, but finally kisses, fragile.
まあファーストキスみたいな
But
感
this
じ
is like their
難しい
first kiss, right? So it was very difficult to kind of direct in that way.
Very cool. Well, Norman, how did that experience go for you?
It was nice. We had the first time I had to go face to face with anybody, I think was Mads, right? And I mean, not that same face to face, but a different version of that face. But you see the helmets that we're wearing, they usually have cameras on them. So Mads and I were like, doing, doing. So we took the cameras off for this. But I'm a very subtle actor, I guess, like in other things. So it's been a good learning experience for me doing these, how to do them better. So I'm getting better at it, right? I learned a lot from Troy. Troy's been doing it for a long time.
He's a pro.
And then I saw this videotape of Benedict Cumberbatch playing the lion in one of the Lion Kings or something, and he's crawling around on the floor and he's like, "Rah!" And I was like, wow, he's really good at this. So I'm learning. I'm trying to get better.
Amazing. Well, Norman, as you've been playing Sam over the years and coming into Death Stranding 2, has your creative vision for Sam evolved, or how are you playing him this time around?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a rich storyline already. I mean, the second game has all that rich story that the first one has, plus more action. I'm really good with weapons already.
Had some experience.
I'm like really good with weapons, lots of weapons. But it's a different world. There's expression that you put into that gets captured in this way of making cinema, basically. So yeah, I'm learning. I'm getting better and better. Was that your question?
You got there. We got there around one point.
All right, cool.
So in the trailer,
Motorcycle,
I saw,
9 straight days. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We're glad you're here. No worries.
Okay.
I saw we had a slogan in the trailer. We should not have connected. Could we learn a little bit more about that?
まあ前回のデスストは
The last Death Stranding
孤立と分断が進んでいるの
is
で
about,
つながりましょう
let's get connected,
そうじゃない
right,
と
in
人類滅び
DS1.
ます
Otherwise,
で
humans
ストラ
won't
ンドが
survive.
キーワードにな
And
り
you
ました
saw the strand was a keyword in the previous one.
まあ続編その後僕考えたんですけ
So I
ど
was thinking of the
まあ実際
sequel,
にコロ
Death
ナが来
Stranding
て
2.
孤
And
立
then
して
I
まあそこ
actually
でいろいろ
experienced
感
the
じたこ
pandemic
とで
and I felt
まあちょっ
something.
とつなが思いっきりつながっていい
And I
のかな
thought, wait, should we really be
感覚
connected?
ちょっとまあこれ以上言えません
I can't really say because that would be a
な
spoiler.
んで
but
前回とは180度違うことを言ってます
I've said something 180 degrees different,
ぜひ
right?
遊んでいた
So
だい
I
て
want you to
確かめて
play
いただけたら
and check out what I mean.
コロナで皆さん思ったこと
So I
結構あ
know
ると思うんですけど
everyone felt something during the pandemic.
まあ皆さんの中で同じことを考え
And
た方もい
I
ると思う
think some people felt the same way I did, and you'll find out playing the game.
Very cool. Well, I know this time Sam won't be alone. I know you spent a lot of that first game trudging out on your own in the wilderness, but this time you have a new organization around you called Drawbridge. So who all is in this group? What can you tell us about it?
Oh, geez, Hideo, can you take this one? It's a lot of names. I'm not really good with the name.
Okay.
Okay.
All those people.
はいはい
Yep.
まあ一人でゲームなんで
It's a game,
ま
so
あ通信がつながってないとこ一人で行くんですねやっぱり
you have to go on your own where
も一緒
chiral
に行きます
network
け
is
ど
not
で
connected
つながる
with
と
Dolmen.
マゼラン号が
And if you
呼べます
connect, you
自分
could
で呼べ
summon
ます
the Magellan
そこに
ship.
帰るとまあ
When you go back to
メ
the
ンバー
Magellan,
がいっぱいいて
you have your members
まあいろんなことが
on the
起こる
ship. And there's so many things happen on the ship too.
一人で行くんではなく
So
て
it's not like
まあ
you're
必
totally
ず仲間が
alone.
後ろにいると
You have backup coming from
Right.
behind. That's the feeling I want to give to people.
I love that. And then we got some exciting faces that we got to see in this trailer. Norman, you mentioned earlier you worked with Mads a lot in the first game, but now you have this whole crew. So what was that like having a lot more folks on set with you?
It's cool because they all have their special characteristics. They're all very. I mean, you can look at the pictures and tell that, but each one has a separate personality that helps that team get through what they need to get through. I'm a fan of all of them as well, so there's all of that. Yeah, I mean, Fadi, I know. I knew some of these people beforehand, and some of them I met there. But they're all super interesting characters, you know?
Yeah,
今回その
This time.
マゼラン号に行くとメンバーがいるんです。
In the Magellan, you have
結
the
構の
members.
メンバーなんで、
And it's quite a member.
全員でその撮影するときは
So
非常に楽しいと。
when I had to shoot with
前は大
everyone,
体2人
it
と
was
3人
really
ぐらい。
fun. Last time in DS1, it was a maximum of like 2, 3 people at once, but this time 6, 7. It was a group shooting. It was really good.
Yeah, whole crew with you. Well, Norman, we're really excited to see how Sam continues to evolve in the world of Death Stranding 2. Please stay with us, but we talked a little bit about your team. Let's talk about some of the villains of the game and bring out someone who has been here since the very beginning, right, Kojima-san?
はい。デスストといえば、
Well, Death
サム
Stranding.
の敵といえばヒッグス。
Sam's villain is Higgs, right? You all love Higgs.
All right, well, without further ado, let's bring out Troy Baker.
Go.
And I won't wait before you go. And Pleasure.
All right, thanks for having us, Troy. Welcome to South by Southwest.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I heard there was a TLU panel yesterday, but today you're here for Death Stranding 2, and of course, Higgs is an iconic villain in the world of Death Stranding. He faced a lot against Sam last time around. Kojima-san, can we expect more of the same iconic performance this time?
前回ヒッグスの人気が出すぎたんで、
I thought Higgs was so popular last time.
殺してはいけないというか。
I thought I can't kill
で
him.
帰ってくるんですけど、
So he's coming back,
ヒ
apparently.
ッグスってその
But
普通のヴィランじゃないんですよ。
He's
す
not
ご
a
い愛されて
normal
る
villain. He's
ヴ
very
ィラン
loved.
というかキャラクター
You know,
なん
he's
で、
a loved character.
今回さらに
So I thought
ステップ
I would
上がろうかなと。
raise 2, 3 steps
で
higher
その
for
中の
this
一つなんですけ
character.
ど、
And one of it
コロナの時に、皆さん孤立して家
during
で
the
寂しかった
pandemic, everyone,
思いますけど、
you know, remember
僕も
that
そ
you
う
were
なんです
all
その
lonely
時に、
in your
たま
house.
たま
Me
ネ
too.
ットを見たら、
And I was watching
トロ
the
イさん
internet.
がギター
And
を
Troy
弾き語り、
was actually singing with his guitar, and he was kind of
応援してた。
broadcasting that to the world. He was
すごく感
giving,
動
you
して、
know,
そういえ
everyone
ば
some
トロイさん
energy.
歌える
And I thought, yeah,
と
Troy
いう
could
ことで、
sing. So
ヒッグスがギターで歌う。
I thought that, okay, Higgs,
元々の設
I'm
定
going to
で
give
はな
him
か
a
ったんですけど、
guitar, and I'm going to make him
で
sing. And this
結構
was not in the
歌ってもらいました。
original.
Let him to work.
かなりの量を歌ってもらいまし
But then I asked Troy to sing a lot, so he sang a lot for the recording.
Amazing. Well, Troy, you're a renowned voice actor. You have some amazing, iconic, memorable roles. But this time, we get to see your acting beyond your voice. We get to see your face. We get to see your full performance. What is that like for you as an actor?
Well, first I'm going to steal something from my boy Gabriel Luna and say it's good to be back in my home state of Texas. Yes. I used to come to South by Southwest when my band was trying to get that record deal, and some of you are old enough to remember what that was like. And it's very much what he's talking about. There's the path you think you're going to take, and there's the path that you should take. And music, I thought, was going to be the way that I was going to make my dent in the world. And what I realized is that I'm not a musician, I'm not an actor, I'm just a storyteller. And to be able to find people like Hideo to help you tell your story by you trying to help them tell theirs has been a true honor. And to find out that that's what inspired me doing stupid Instagram lives or whatever and playing music to try to connect with people to inspire that for this character. I mean, that's, as an actor, you just want to have a job. And if you not only get a job, but you get to work with incredible, talent and incredible creators, and then for them to take that love that first sparked inside of you to tell that story and to integrate it into a character in a story like this is beyond my expectations. So thank you very much, Hideo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's give him a hand. Yeah. So, Troy, this is your second Death Stranding. How has Higgs evolved as a villain? So we got to see him a lot in Death Stranding 2, or Death Stranding 1. What was your take this time with Death Stranding 2? What else have you brought to the evolving character?
Part of the problem with success is now you've got this huge bar to hit, and it's easy to walk in on that stage and go, is everyone going to like this? Or are they now you're a hit, and you got to make sure that you not only hit that bar, but you jump over it in a backflip. And the good thing is that you've got a great team from the head down to lead us and go, just tell the story, just play the scene. and don't worry about it. And especially in the way that we shoot, you know, if like you're on like Walking Dead or something, you've got this incredible set and everyone's like in the makeup and you're really in it. When we step foot on the stage and you're wearing spandex and a shiny disco balls all over your face, everything's working against you to try to suspend your disbelief. And so what you have to do is you have to trust. And especially when you're creating a world like Hideo is doing, everybody is just trying to hit the world that is up in that head. And you see it on screen. It's a mind-blowing world with mind-blowing characters. And all we have to do is just play it beat to beat and scene to scene. So worrying about the evolution, to me, that's an editorial thing. That's how we take it back home, and everybody that KJP and Hideo takes all of the bits that we put together and strings it into this beautiful story. Really, for the actors, all we have to do is just trust. And the proof's in the pudding. You guys saw it with the first one, and I can't wait to see what you think of the second one.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to have you back on the stage with Norman. What was it like being back in performance capture together? Any fun stories? Anything you can share?
I mean, it's a very serious story that we're telling, but we're just a bunch of goofs, and it's more about like, if you don't have a good connection off camera, you're not going to have a good one on camera. And so some of my favorite moments with Norman are just, it's the 0 hour. It's before you go to set. It's the cup of coffee and sitting at your trailer and just catching up and finding out what's been going on in your life for the last 3 or 6 months. And then being surprised with what Norman's going to do, or with any of the, I mean, Leia is so good in this time, you guys. It's truly amazing what she brought to it as well, and I wish she was here on stage with us. But it's about saving those moments for the camera. But if you're not hanging out and if you're not talking to each other in between setups, then it's really hard to kind of spark that. So for me, all of my favorite moments with Norman are really just kind of the in-between moments, and it's been finding a friend in him and hearing about the artist that he is. And this guy's got a work ethic that is second to none. He throws everything into the role, everything into the work, and it's truly fun to watch him work. So once you step foot on stage with him, you realize that he didn't come to play. So you got to be prepared. You got to be ready to do backflips, because that's what he's going to do.
Amazing. And Norman, do you have any special memories and days with Troy?
Yeah.
You know?
Hi. Yeah, a bunch.
Now talk good about me.
Of course I will. You know, he knows the world so well. He's such a seasoned pro at, you know, you do all these things that, you know, what's the thing you say in the beginning? The squid, what's that thing?
The Magellan Man?
No. When you get there, you do the exercises, and you say...
the purple dinosaur.
Purple dinosaur, yeah. There's all these weird things that you do, yeah. And so I was like, what does this mean? What is that?
Why am I seeing the hungry purple dinosaur right now? I was like, don't worry about it. This isn't my dialogue, is it?
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to bond with somebody that could help me, because this was all kind of brand new to me when we started. You know.
All right. Well, I love a peek into the mind of Troy Baker, Purple Dinosaur.
You don't want to peek into this mind. Trust me.
Oof. All right. Well, it sounds like Sam's going to have a lot of trouble this time with Higgs, but thank you so much, Troy, for joining us today. And I can't wait to hear you singing in the game, because I know music is so essential to the world of Death Stranding. The soundtrack, everything that we even saw in the trailer today, it really just sets the tone for the whole world. So is there anyone else we maybe want to bring out on stage?
Yes, before that.
DS2 の
For DS2,
Higgs は2倍3倍ではないです。
Higgs is
100倍ぐ
not
らい
like twice or thrice better. It's 100 times
多
better
分
than
プレイしてる人
DS1.
は最後結構って言って
So at the end,
まあ何人かコントローラー投げ
you're gonna go like watch Higgs and say,
so go
what is
on,
this? And you probably throw the controller. It's so ridiculous. So I'll apologize beforehand.
Mission accomplished if you do.
Oh my gosh.
でまあ DS 僕は音楽好きなんで
So I love music, as you
まあ
know.
今回も音楽凝ってます。
And this time I put so many that I love
で前
for
回
music.
ルドと一緒にやってまして
And I've been working with
今回もルドをや
Ludo.
ってるんですけど
Of course, I'm working with him again
強力な
for
パートナー
DS2. But I got a new partner too on board.
All right. Well, let's bring him out, meet our next guest. He's flown all the way from France. Please give a warm welcome to Woodkid. Hugs for everyone. All right, Woodkid, thank you so much for joining us here at South by.
Hey, how's it going?
So that was your song in the trailer that we were backstage watching it, and I was like, this is beautiful. Can you tell us a bit about it?
What to say? It started like 2 years and a half ago. Hideo called me, and after I had been involved in the director's cut of DS1, he was like, I want you to write a song, so come to Japan and spend some time. And I was like, okay, I'm going to come for a few days and just get inspired. But then I stayed for a couple of weeks, maybe a bit more than this. I was stuck in an office with the teams, and we got inspired by the lore of the game and the beautiful performances of these guys. And I started to write, and then I was feeding Hideo ideas, and I was like, I'm going to do a couple of songs, and then this song came out, and Hideo was like, we're going to make it something.
Amazing.
僕のコジプロの引っ越しした直後なんで、
it was right, before we moved floors, so we didn't have any equipment. I have a meeting room right next to my room, so I kind of set up like a Yoan's, Woodkid's room. So every morning I go to the office. He's already there, and when I go home, he's still there. He's like making music there. So after 2-3 hours, I go and visit him and say, hey, this is the character, this is the story. And then Woodkid the next day gives me all ideas and new songs. He's made such great songs this way. And I also did some exercise with Woodkid every morning in the office.
Yeah, he had me work out every morning.
Amazing. Well, it's a good way to get the creative juices flowing.
Yeah, sure.
So will To the Wilder be available soon? Because I need to add it to a playlist immediately.
Yeah.
Where can we find
it? Out today, yeah.
Out today. All right. So how did you two meet? Because I know this is not the first time that you guys have worked together, right?
In
2020 January, I was in Paris. And I had a friend who said to introduce a musician, and I met him. And it all went to pandemic right after that. So we kind of stay in touch. And I listened to his music, and I really liked his music. And for Death Stranding Director's Cut, he kind of gave me a song to work on, Goliath. And I made the final trailer for the Director's Cut using his song. But for DS2, I wanted to make it much more higher level, so I called, Yoan, Woodkid. And that's why we're like 2.5 years now we're working on DS2. And thank you so much, Yoan.
Yeah. Well,
thank you.
I'm excited to hear more of your music because it's not just in the trailer, it's in the whole game. I know some of it was recorded at Kojima Production Studios, as we just heard, but some of it was with the Suganami Junior Chorus. Some of it was with an orchestra in Paris. Can you tell us about it worldwide?
Yeah, I tried to bring in a little bit of my world because the Suganami I had worked before on my latest record, so I brought that in because Hideo was such a fan of some of these sounds. I was like, okay, we're going to bring them back. And of course, it's very orchestral, but it's also a various amount of pop songs, but they're also procedural. So the challenge was to create songs that would really be fitting the game, but also evolve as the players playing. So I won't say too much, but it was a real challenge, but I'm very proud of what we've done, and it might be enough to make an album, maybe.
Ooh, very cool.
ヨアンの曲は、
So Yoan's song.
ワイルダーってこれメインテーマ。
To the Wilder is the main theme, right?
キャラクターごとの曲があるんですよ。
There's also themes for each character, and he's singing, and these are all beautiful songs.
ゲーム中もかかりますし、カッ
And
トシーン
also,
も
it goes on the cutscenes and also in the gameplay
ある
scenes.
ある
But
ことをすると聴けるので、
also, if you do something, I'm not going to say it, you could listen to
常
the
に音
music
楽を聴き
too.
ながらゲームできる。
So you could kind of always have the music playing with you, playing the game.
Awesome. Well, Woodkid, thank you so much for joining us, and I can't wait to hear more of the music.
Thank you.
The soundtrack is so important to the world of Death Stranding. Kojima-san, I heard you have another announcement about music.
はいはい。デスストランディングのオーケストラの
We're going to have like a orchestra or world tour of Death Stranding concert tour, starting end of this year.
Let's roll the tape.
Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious.
All right. So we'll have a full orchestra performing the music of Death Stranding coming later this year. November 8th is the first kickoff date. But Austin, in case you weren't able to catch with your eyes how it flashed, there will be a date here. So do not worry. Make sure to head to Kojima Productions channels for all the full details after the panel.
Yes. The
Strands of Harmony is the title of the tour. And it will kick off from 8th of November in Sydney on the Opera House. And we're going to go around. And we might add more cities. And maybe we might ask people to guest appear in these concerts as well, and musicians. Maybe.
We'll see. All right. Well, yeah. I am ready for that. I love a concert series. All right, well, there has been so much to unpack. We have seen a trailer, we've seen a collector's edition, we've chatted, a world tour. We're getting a little close on time. Kojima-san, could you check your watch for me?
Oh, this watch.
I'm gonna zoom in on that.
Maybe you saw in the trailer the guy with the bandana, get it? He was wearing this, the Hamilton, and we do a collaboration with this watch this time in the game.
Look at that. How cool. Awesome. All right, so that watch is going to be available on June 26th as well. Please check out Hamilton's official social channels after the show for more details. But for real now, we are starting to wind down on time. I wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance, if there's anything else we wanted to share, if we wanted to share some comments with the folks here in Austin, we could maybe start with Woodkid and work our way down. But
I'm very, very proud of working for this master here. And yeah, I can't wait for you to see what we've done, because I think it's quite special and it's quite substantial.
I would echo that, first of all, saying thank you to Hideo. This has been a long-time partnership and collaboration, and I'm honored that you've included me in this. And to everybody who's ever come up to me to express how much this game has meant to them, know that it gets passed on to everyone on the team. Thank you guys for playing this game. We can't wait for you to play the second game.
Yeah, I'm going to third that. Thank you, Hideo, for putting me in this. It's been an eye-opening experience. A lot of years, a lot of hours, a lot of good times, friendship stuff. I owe Guillermo a big one, I guess. Yeah, it's been a real joy watching you work. You know, a real genius. Yeah, for sure. And thank you guys for playing it. Thank you, South by Southwest. My first time here, I went out with Bill Murray. I just met him. He was in a dress riding a pony. And it's just been fun ever since. But thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
that is the beauty of South by. You never know who you're going to run into, what's going to be happening. Everything's always crazy. Kojima-san, before we wrap up, is there anything that you wanted to share with the folks here on stage and then the folks here in Austin or watching at home?
Well, it's about connection in the game. And I didn't have anything when I started my independent studio. I only had connection with people. So I connected with Norman, Troy, and Johan, Woodkid, and even the staff. So when I created something through connection, the game was about everyone to, when you play the game, kind of maybe think about it, and maybe everyone to, when you play the game, kind of maybe think about it and maybe share. And I think this game is going to turn out really good, so I hope you enjoy. And acting, the music, everyone here on stage has contributed. It's like not a normal game. It's so, the performance is great. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you all so much for joining us here at South by Southwest. Again, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is available for pre-order starting March 17th, so right around the corner. You guys don't have to wait too long. And then this summer, June 26th, exclusively on PlayStation 5, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Make sure to check out PlayStation blog and PlayStation.com for more info on everything you've heard today, on the trailer, on the collector's edition, on that tour. We'll have all the details, all the numbers, everything that you guys want. And then, in the meantime, thank you so much for the audience for being here. Thank you, Troy.
Thank you, South by.
We hope you enjoyed today's special panel presented by PlayStation. Thanks, y'all.